Hello.
I think I'm recording. I think there are police sirens in the background. Let me close this fucking window really quick.
Well, white man about to get shot. Welcome to the CSI news.
Oh no. But on some unrelated notes, let's talk about some Capcom news. Some DMC leaks and also some RE2 remake leaks. So I'm joined by Mr. Devil Hunter James. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi guys, it's been a while.
And also with Mr. Brandel IAS. I always try to say IES by accident, but
I'm immortal. There you go.
yeah. So yeah, this is kind of just going off the cuff, but obviously we had like a lot of leaks coming out about this stuff in regards to like, I guess we should talk about Devil May Cry first.
But Dom, what makes these leaks different from all the other years?
Well, see, that's a good thing because I was actually going to lead into that. We have an actual retailer listing for Devil May Cry 5 and a domain that was purchased for Devil May Cry 5.
By who?
Well, I mean, I know you posted the retailer, but Capcom did buy the domain for Devil May Cry 5's website.
Yeah, the provider is the same that Capcom's used for like since 1997, so it's them.
Hmm.
And it's also people cross-reference the information, and it's the same from Monster Hunter World and Resident Evil 7's website. It's the exact same. Like that's also, if you go on the website, you'll know it's Capcom for 100% sure because they have the little C on the top left or on the tab. So that's them. That's 100% Capcom.
So okay, so and I know you knew about the retail listing. So how much do you know about that?
I know it's like an Austrian website. So they might be pulling a Walmart and leaking it early unintentionally. Or they got the listings. You know, I assume retailers know what's coming before E3.
Yeah, obviously.
So they probably got it and they fucked up and put it on there.
Yeah, they probably have
According to them, it's PS4 and Xbox, but there was another rumor going around that Sony might have bought either timed exclusivity from them or is a complete exclusive. That's just a rumor. I wouldn't be surprised if Sony was funding them, though.
How do you feel about that, Brandon?
Of it being time exclusive?
Yeah, or just
it's either an actual it's either an actual exclusive for Sony, or it's a timed exclusive. It's a rumor. It's not confirmed.
Well, honestly, I don't know. But I know one thing for certain: people are going to be pissed about this.
Well, the Xbox fans will, and PC.
Yeah. Now, Sony must have copped up a lot of money, if it's true, for them to have this as exclusive, time or permanent. So it'd be interesting to see if they pull the Street Fighter 5 for this game, for example.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I got not much to say on this.
I think
I was gonna say, I feel like they might release it on PC though, even if Sony has it.
Yeah,
they might.
I was gonna say too, like I think if anything, like PC would just make sense because like the PC player base is just as big as or almost as big as the PS4 player base.
I would say they're more niche, but just as passionate.
Yeah. Well, and then you got to remember too, this is a series that started out on the PlayStation consoles, so it's like it would only make sense. It is technically
a legacy franchise.
Yeah.
Technically speaking.
Yeah, so it only makes sense, thinking about it for it to be on PlayStation as opposed to anything else.
Wouldn't it cost Capcom less money to develop for one platform as well?
I'm
not sure how that works. I'm not a developer.
It would, technically.
Probably, yeah.
We'll lose the money at the same time, so it's a double-edged sword, regardless.
Yeah, they might miss out on potential money.
Yeah. I mean, like, if it's a timed exclusive, they could probably make up the cost for that as well. Because then they could be like, hey, we're bringing all this other stuff to other platforms. I mean, for all we know, they could end up doing stuff like, oh, we're gonna bring the rest of the series to the Nintendo Switch, which that would be really fucking weird. But
Oh God.
that's a whole other story.
Good luck with that.
But you know, like they could, you know, just to make up revenue, right? Um, so I mean, realistically speaking, I think it would make sense, but at the same time, I could definitely see people getting really upset.
I could definitely see that.
Hey, remember what happened to Tomb Raider?
Oh yeah,
That's a good example of that.
yeah. Where you're talking about Ryan specifically, right? Where it was Xbox
Yeah.
timed exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah, and the bitter irony behind that is that the PS4 version outsold the Xbox One in a short period of time.
Good old irony.
Yeah. So, aside from that, I know James, you showed me as well that they apparently had purchased like domains for like
Oh yeah, this shit
six.
gets this shit gets more nuts. They bought 6, 7. No, 7. They couldn't because some jackass tried to buy it because they think they're funny, but Capcom will find a way around that. Or sue the guy. You know, they could do that too. Because they're trying to use the name. They can't do that. But so far they got 6, 8, and 9. So I'm like, hold up. Are they planning if this game does well, they're about to milk this thing? Because that's my dream. I've been waiting for this for 10 years. Please milk it, Capcom. Go right ahead.
See, I like the idea of potentially getting more games. I mean, these could just be, you know, them buying up the domains just for like placeholders and future possibilities of like more games.
Yeah, to me it sounds like they're preparing in case DMC5 does very well, and they're like, all right, time to make sequels then because people want this.
Yeah. But you know, there's always a possibility that they could like, you know, they make the next game after 5 and it's not numbered, right? They could be like a spin-off title. We don't know. But it's definitely interesting to see that they're buying several domains for stuff like this.
I was shocked. I didn't expect them to have that much faith in their products because you know how it's Capcom.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, in that same leak, it was also showing that Resident Evil 2 remakes domain was also purchased.
Well, not that it's purchased, but it's reawakened.
Hmm.
It's the same website from 1997 for the original Resident Evil 2.
Oh, so they're just updating it.
Yeah, it's going to be reactivated again for the remake. It's the same website.
Yeah.
But it still counts. It still counts as a leak.
Yeah, so it's some interesting stuff. How do you feel about this, Brendan? Because I know you've been kind of quiet.
The domain for Devil May Cry, potential sequels for after post 5. I guess they're just planning ahead because you know not unusual to have multiple domains to open up in the future. You know, yeah, I'm pretty sure it happened before.
Yeah.
As far as Resident Evil 2, that is actually really cool of them to actually take an old domain they had over 20 years ago and reawaken it.
Yeah,
instead of just making a new one.
Yeah, they confirmed it was the 1997 website.
That is amazing, actually. I like that.
Also, there's a weird thing if you try to go on these sites that don't have anything on them. It just says okay. I found out what the okay, like why it's there. It's there because the status for the website being ready says okay.
Yeah.
Like if you check the statistics for the website, the status says okay. Therefore, for some reason, the display page says okay. It's kind of stupid, but yeah, that's what it means. It means it's ready to go.
So, with that said, like all this kind of coming up, and we'll get to RE2 remake in a second, but like, do either of you think that Devil May Cry 5 will be at E3 this year?
Go ahead, Brandon. You first.
Okay, honestly, I would say so, yes, because all this news is literally coming up at the same time as E3 is, which is next week, and I apologize for the phone.
That's all right.
I agree with Brandon. We've had like shitty leaks from like NeoGaf and Reset Era occasionally does a decent job at finding stuff that's tangible, but this is some like concrete stuff from Capcom. We never had this over like the past ever since DMC4 SE. We've never had anything concrete. We've always had loose stories about stuff.
Yeah.
Retailers already a surefire sign something's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember good old Walmart.
Whenever a retailer leaks something, though, 9 times out of 10, or guaranteed, is true.
Yeah.
Because it's a retailer, they will know everything before we would. I mean, there's a reason why it's being listed.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they have to order a set amount of products and shit like that, right? And
They already have it
promotional
priced
material.
up and everything too.
Yeah. So I definitely
And then of
agree.
course Capcom with the websites, that is ultra new, at least for Devil May Cry. But if you look back on previous E3s, like all these websites always get made just before they get announced. It happened to Monster Hunter. It happened to Resident Evil 7.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like things seem to be going that way, which is good. I'm excited. We finally have something legitimately. We finally have a reason to be excited this year, instead of the false hope stuff.
Yeah. The one thing that I'm kind of interested in seeing, and I'm just kind of really curious about, is this going to be a cinematic trailer or is this going to be a gameplay trailer? And obviously Devil May Cry is known for its gameplay, so it would make sense to do gameplay, but they might not be able to at E3.
I'm going with the latter, and it's going to be a cinematic because not all the reveals had gameplay, as far as I'm concerned. Like
Yeah.
4, for example, it had a teaser, and it was just a beta Dante. Yeah,
Yeah,
if
like
we're lucky though, E3 we may actually add gameplay.
There's rumor that the game will have a demo for E3. Like they'll have a booth set up to play it. People are lucky if that happens.
If that's the case, then all I'm asking for is put that shit on the PSN so I can play it.
That's also part of it too. That Don, it's funny you say that. There actually is rumor that they will put a demo out, like a legit demo, not pre-order now and get the fucking demo. No, just a demo.
Mm.
If that is the case, good on Itsuno for being confident in his product and Capcom for not putting any BS behind it. But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
If there's no demo, I'm still gonna be excited either way.
Yeah, there's only rumors so far, so we don't get too excited over it.
Oh, I forgot. As for the trailer, since I didn't give my thoughts on it, there's rumors for either or. Either it's going to be completely cinematic, it might be a mix, or it might be gameplay only. I predict mostly cinematic. I feel like they don't want to show too much.
You think they might do something like Ghost of Tsushima, where they showed mostly a cinematic trailer, but that then had like a few seconds of gameplay?
They might do that, yeah, because DMC Forest, he's done that. DMC3 has done that a lot. So it's either way to me. If it's cinematic, I actually might be slightly more excited for that, only because, Devil May Cry is such an underrated story.
Yeah. Yeah, like potential story updates and stuff like that would be pretty cool to see.
All I'm going to say is, whatever this trailer is, better say DMC5 coming out soon. That's all I want to see. I'm happy with just the title alone.
Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. I'd just love to be able to see it, because then it's like, shit, there's something new. I can start getting back to these games again and refresh my memory, because big reason why I'm not even playing the games right now consistently, at least, is we don't have a new game coming out, so I don't really feel the need to really play the games consistently. And granted, we just had the HD collection get re-released and stuff like that, and that's cool.
That was another telltale sign, by the way. People were
Yeah.
predicting, because all of a sudden they just came out with the HD collection again. It seemed kind of fishy to people.
Yeah, but you have to remember too. The problem with speculating like that is, like, we had stuff like from previous gen that was HD remastered and brought back from from previous gen into current gen. Stuff like Okami and what is it, like the Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6. Those games were getting ported over as well. So that doesn't necessarily mean that it's it's doesn't necessarily mean it's a telltale sign.
No, but it does seem to link up now that we've heard all this. It does seem like Capcom is
yeah.
trying to gear people up for the next entry and gauge more interest.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Also, I'm going to say right now, if they do not release it, or at least a trailer, something tangible that says it's happening this year, they're dumb, because people's interests are ultra high right now with all the leaks. People are ready for this. This is the year they need to do it if they want to really capitalize on people's interest in the game.
Yeah. I think
It has to be this year.
yeah, like with all the hype surrounding it, it would definitely be something that would make sense. But just to stress the point, like even if it doesn't show up at E3, we still have other game shows to look forward to in the year. We still have
Yeah.
things like Tokyo Game Show, Gamescom, PlayStation Experience. So it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be at E3. It just
It doesn't
means-
have to be, but it seems like it the most likely
Yeah.
because it seems like Capcom is really ditched. To me, it feels like they ditched TGS a lot now, but I feel like they realize E3 is the bigger place to show their games.
No, I'll be honest with you. Tokyo Game Show is just on the third wheel.
Yeah,
Because
at this point.
on internationally speaking, though, is not that much popular. Not that much popular compared to, I would say, Gamescom and E3.
Yeah. I mean, I think
And my-
I have seen some
Good.
games get announced at TGS. But
Sometimes.
it's not as much as like E3.
It's most likely just for Japanese market only.
Hmm.
So,
I can't remember. Did
Games-
DMC3 get announced at TGS first and then to E3? Because it does have an E3 trailer.
I think it was E3 first.
Capcom. I'm predicting that Capcom, because they're trying to get more money now, more than ever, they must be going to E3 because they know for a fact that E3 is where they're going to be seen the most. It's just the place to be. They're just going with the competition.
Yeah, for sure. So now with that said, let's talk about some RE2 remake, right? So we had some leaks about how the gameplay was going to be like and stuff like that. And we also had the the domain thing that we talked about earlier. So I want to know from you guys: do you think that there's going to be a potential gameplay leak or a gameplay reveal? Because that was also something that was rumored to be leaked.
Wait for Resident Evil.
Yeah, for RE2 remake.
Honestly, I have no opinion on that one. Well, you can't say for certain.
How do you feel about the rumors about how like the gameplay is going to be like stylized over the shoulder and stuff like that?
I'm fine with it. Because unlike these purists out here, I am not anal about a different change of perspective of camera and Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Like I said, I love the originals, love the later ones, love the modern ones. Okay? I am not picky. I will play all of them. If the game is good, it's good. If not, it's not. Well, the camera doesn't define what the game is.
Do you think in the case of like DMC5 where it seems likely, do you think it's likely that we'll see something anything soon? Not necessarily trailer wise or gameplay wise, just anything,
I mean, like I said though, I mean, E3's around the corner though. They had to capitalize on this, like James said.
Yeah.
All right, I was discussing dinner with my father. So what did I miss?
I was just asking, like, how do you feel about the potential of, a gameplay reveal or trailer, and also, like, how do you feel about like the leaks of like, or supposed rumors of how
The over-the-shoulder stuff.
Yeah, stylized gameplay and stuff like that. Because it doesn't say how it's going to play per se. It just says like stuff like stylized.
I've heard
OTS.
over-the-shoulder the most as a rumor. I have not heard much
Yeah.
of the fixed cameras or any other gameplay style for that matter. It's just over-the-shoulder from what I hear. And I say good. It to me is the most controllable system. I feel like it's the best in the middle between old and modern.
Well, something
also, as Ren put it, and I do agree with him. It's not 1998 anymore, 97 or whatever he said. It's time to get with it a little bit.
Yeah. The one thing I will say to kind of add on to that point, like we talked about this, like me and Brandon and Ren, we talked about this on our own discussion video, specifically dedicated to the remake and camera angles. One thing we pointed out as well is that it could possibly be when they say stylized, they could possibly mean that the gunplay is OTS, but like the movement and stuff is more reminiscent of the original game, kind of like Resident Evil 3.5 or Cold Fear. So.
I know you're hoping for like basically to play like Revelations.
Yeah, I'm like, even though, like, don't get me wrong, I would kill for it to be like a perfect remake where it's exactly like the
It's like
original.
copy paste.
Not exactly copy paste, but almost exactly like the original, but with tons of new content like the first Resident Evil remake. But I'm willing to settle for a compromise that it plays like Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2, just because that to me is like an ideal compromise. Everyone kind of gets what they want, even if it's not the most ideal way to play the game.
Originally, I said I was leaning on like RE4, RE5 because 5 is like my favorite Resident Evil out of all of them, but I could definitely settle for Revelations.
Yeah, and I mean something to keep in mind too is like the Revelations games that you're also able to like move and shoot as well in those games. So
yeah, that's one main reason.
Yeah, so
I would have said like RE6, but no.
Yeah,
maybe for the movement of shooting, I don't mind that in Resident Evil 6, but there's a lot of bork things like the stamina shooting that just takes me out of it a bit.
6 is a little clunky though, which is why I always deem Revelations 2 to be the ideal way to play a Resident Evil game in terms of how it controls.
Yeah.
I think you and I have talked about this before as well, Brendan. Like Revelations 2 is like RE6 takes RE6's gameplay and just refines it by taking Revelation style gameplay. Yeah. Yeah, just take less of the flips and shit and it just feels right. You know, it feels solid.
Yep.
So with that all said, I mean, mostly this was a Devil May Cry discussion, but I do want to throw in RE2 Remake just a little bit because there was a little bit of stuff there. If one or the other or both don't show up, are there any hopes that this stuff does eventually get shown from either of you?
Yeah, I mean, we have a whole year to wait, and we got next year. I could be patient because they announced it. They'll let people know that RE2 Remake is happening, but yet the people gotta be real patient. I know people want to see a teaser or something though, but be patient. Capcom is really clearly working hard at this game, especially since we have really good developers working on it. So yeah, just be patient and stop going up in arms and stop believing in false hopes.
I agree. Although for DMC, I will legitimately be upset because this is like it would be a very stupidly missed opportunity from Capcom.
Totally
it just to me it wouldn't make sense if all of a sudden they're like, oh, it's not here. I don't see it. This year's should be the year, in my opinion. But if it doesn't happen, my prediction is next year at the latest.
So, any I guess final thoughts? Because I definitely agree. Like I could definitely see you know, if it doesn't show up, then it's like, okay, well, I mean, we got other games to look forward to. It's disappointing, but you know, gotta keep going and just look forward to stuff that we're seeing, and we know is like for sure coming out, and we're seeing gameplay and stuff like that.
I will say this though, just keep your hopes down.
Yeah, keep your hopes down, not up, down.
Mine are like 50-50.
Yeah, like being split, like. Don't want to say no, but it's like
I'm somewhat also 60-40 though, because of like we finally have legitimate like things to believe in because there's things happening for once instead of the usual stuff. All I'm gonna say is Capcom, it would be so stupid of them to waste this opportunity. I hope they come through and they come out banging.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's just so much that that came out, and it's just a matter of like, is this going to be true? It's like fingers crossed, but you know, again, if not, you know, there's still other games to look forward to. We just gotta wait and see, because E3 is what, like, you know, in a week from now, right? Yeah, so
basically a week.
So it's getting to that point. It's coming soon, so we just have to wait and see and just go with it, right?
Yep.
So with that all said, where can we find you, Mr. Brindle?
On Twitter at Mr. Brindle IS. Nothing special.
And James, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at DevHunterJames.
Yep, and then you all know where to find me. It's pretty much biodevil_Dom. everywhere. So Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and yeah, that's it. So let us know down in the comments below. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think we'll see RE2 remake? Do you think we'll see DMC5? What do you think they mean by stylized camera? What do you think Capcom is doing with all these different domain purchases for these websites? And we'll try to get back to those comments and reply in the comments. So yeah. Anyway, see ya.